Welcome back to the virtual hangar. Today I'm going to show you how to make an accordion album, which is a super fun and simple scrapbooking project to celebrate the opening of our brand new memory lab at the Placentia Library. So if you've never heard of a memory lab, that is a place with equipment to digitize your family movies, your old slide photos. We have all the equipment. You can find out more information at the Memory Lab's webpage here on the library website. And when you're done digitizing all of your old photos, you can use the originals to make the project from this kit. So your kit will include 3 pieces of black cardstock, 4 pieces of chipboard, 1 glue stick, 1 little thing of tacky glue, a piece of 1/4 inch elastic, 1 black pony bead, some washi tapes, your colors might be a little different, 1 pack of stickers, again your colors might be a little different, and 4 metal book corners. The first step is to take these 4 pieces that have already been folded in half like this. We're going to turn them all into an M shape. So depends on how particular you are. You can carefully fold these in half and give them a good crease. Just do one side and then the other. We want to make them all into this sort of M shape. Then we will do that to the remaining 2 pieces of black cardstock so that we have 3 M's. You can see I'm quite particular, so I had to double check that everything was folded right. Here we go again, and I've got 3 identically folded pieces. That will make our accordion. We are going to connect these together with glue, just like this. So the 2 flaps of the M, you're going to put from the top side of the M together, right? So we are going to take the outside of all the M's and glue those together with our glue stick. The way that I did this is just to take my glue stick. I first really carefully got all the edges because you want this to be extremely well glued. Do a nice thick layer, make sure you get all the way to the corner, and then I go ahead and do the 3rd one on the other side. So if you were to draw 3 M's in a line all together, all the sides would be connected, and that's going to give us one long accordion. I put that under a book and let it dry for at least an hour, I would say. Now I'm going to take my 4 pieces of chipboard and I cut most of these on the cutter, so they should all be pretty close. But if they are not quite, you can check them, kind of line them all up with each other and put them into 2 pairs that are more closely matched. You can also take some scissors and trim them. Next, we want to double check our elastic that I cut here. We're going to put it between 2 of the pieces of chipboard and wrap all the way around to 4. You want to do that mostly flat and then leave about 1 inch on the end. And then however far in, right? So I put it in about 1.5 inches. You just want to make sure that you have enough elastic on the chipboard so that when you glue it, it stays attached. But when you wrap it around the bead, you do need to leave room for you to tie the knot. So I'm going to take the tacky glue and 2 pieces of our chipboard and really just frost the whole surface you can use a popsicle stick, you can use your finger. Put the elastic on about what you measured it at, and then make sure you get glue on top of it as well. Slap it down between the other piece of chipboard. So we're making our 2 front and back covers of doubled up chipboard. So same thing, doesn't matter how sloppy you get, you just want a lot of tacky glue in between. So that's your back cover, that's your front cover. Again, same thing, put these under a book, give them a good smush. I actually let those dry overnight, or at least an hour, I would say. Now we are going to attach the pages to the covers. So we're going to take our glue stick, give it a good thick layer all the way to the edge. And the same side we would have attached if we were going to attach another set of black paper. We're going to actually take that side and put it to the back cover there. Line it up nice and well. Give it a good smush again. Same thing, we're going to take our glue stick. I was having fun with the accordion aspect of it. We're going to take our glue stick and give the front inside cover a nice thick layer, line it up nice and well, double check it, make sure it's all square the way you like it, and then again, smush it under a book, under something heavy. That is the basic construction of our book. Let it dry overnight until the glue is nice and dry. So I'm going to make a little wedding album out of my accordion album. These are some leftovers from my wedding bouquet, my invitations, and the programs. And then I also have some photographs. What you have on hand and what you make your book album, it is totally up to you. I'm going to just kind of speed run here past all of my decorating. I like to use the stickers to layer and also to help attach the photos to the actual album pages. And I will use the washi tape for that as well. The album itself is going to be a little bit smaller than a 4x6 photo, but I just take scissors and cut them down. You can see you can try and attach the photos with the glue stick. They may or may not stick. It kind of depends on the photo paper that your photos are printed on. I like to take the different sort of keepsakey things to, especially these things from our wedding programs, have like a nice texture that are kind of a fun background. You can use different paper, you can use different stickers. It really depends on what the content of the album is. The way that you can decorate it just really depends on what you have. I really like this project because I think it's kind of a fun blank canvas for you to be able to put your own theme and stuff on. And they're kind of like a fun, like very small scrapbooking project just to kind of start getting into it, because like doing a huge scrapbook is kind of intimidating, but just doing a little one based on one event that you want to commemorate. You go on a special trip, or like you want to give a gift to a friend of like some of your memories together. I don't have as many concrete technique tips on this one, I would say, as I do on some of the other ones. Other than I just think it's kind of more helpful to just see a bunch of stuff and maybe you'll be inspired. And again, it really depends on what you have and what you're trying to attach to the book, right? Of what works for you. But you can see that you can kind of like set things out and play with the layout and scoot them around. I like a very textured look. You might like a more minimalist look. Honestly, if you just attach one picture to each page dead center, that's honestly, they turn out really cute that way too. I also liked these kind of just basic shape stickers rather than trying to pick a design, because I think they're kind of fun. You can label with them, and that helps kind of keep more of the memory alive, right? You get to write down what you are documenting here, and then you later, when you don't have as good of a memory, maybe you'll still remember it. I will say, if you have a photo that is wide, it is a little bit tough to put it on the fold. Here you can see I took another photo to cut a straight line. The photo paper, usually if it's modern photo paper, doesn't fold well. You might find an antique one does. So I actually just cut it right along the center where it would hit the fold. And I found that that worked a little bit better than trying to put the photo paper across the fold itself. And then I used some of the decorative, square stickers here to kind of help with the layering and the attaching. If you have one of those like double-sided sticky tape rollers for photos, that honestly would work better than regular glue sticks. But I figured if you were going through like your old photos and digitizing them, maybe you had like a bunch of really vintage photos of like your grandma and grandpa or something, and you wanted to make one of these little albums, that those they're more like regular paper, so the glue sticks will work fine. With this sort of project, I find that just kind of absorbing the work that other people do is more how I determine if I like how something looks or not. So that's kind of why I'm just kind of showing you the whole process of here's me filling out my whole book. And I was also quite decisive, probably more so than I would be if I wasn't doing it for a video. I was just like, well, front to back, here we go. I would encourage you to lay out things, a couple pages at a time, take a look at it, flip through front to back, and then start sticking things down. Lay it out first, then see how it looks. And definitely, I got lucky because I had this textured like accent paper from my programs left over that made like a cool contrast of, not just photos and stickers. Again, feel free totally to use any stickers you like. And then decorate the cover however you like too. You can use the covers. I really liked having these stamps I got to use. And you could do paper. You could use the glue stick and fresh paper. And then I just wrote on the cover. To finish up our album, we are going to quickly one more time measure the elastic. You want enough so you don't want the bead to go too far, right? You want it to kind of catch under that. So right there, mark with in your mind or with a pencil where the bead hits the end of the cover. And then I just tie it right onto the elastic there in an overhand knot, just like the first step of tying your shoes. I tried to zoom in. It's really hard to see though. Just the first step, and then you do that same one end over the other, just like your shoes, to just give it a nice double knot. And then the weight, or not the weight, but the size of the bead, you can wrap it under the elastic, and that keeps the cover closed. So that's kind of nice when you are, handing them to somebody. You need to wrap it as a gift. But that's how you attach that. And then the last kind of decorative piece here is to take our book covers. The flat end has the flat side has a cutout that's kind of just decorative. And I just put it on the front cover, the front corners of the front cover, and squish it on with my fingers. The metal should be pretty pliable that you should be able to squeeze it, although pliers certainly would make it even more secure. If you have a pair, or if you don't, you can come to the Hangar and borrow mine. And then I did the same on the outside corners of the back cover as well. And that is my finished accordion album. I would love to see what you do with this project. It's really adaptable for a lot of things, and I think they turn out really cool. You can stand them up as kind of spread out, and they look great on a shelf. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us on social media, and I would absolutely love to see how yours turned out. That's all from me. Check out the Memory Lab, and I will see you next time.